$595.20. That is how much money, roughly, I've spent on this game in the last 10 months. That is a lot of money for me. Never thought I would spend that high of a percentage of my income on a single game. Nonetheless, a free game. But alas, here I am, and yeah, I've got a ton of weird, cool shit in this game. Don't know if it was worth $600, but I'm gonna go through all my premiums, my golden eagles, my level, my progress since about halfway through December of 2019, when I first spent some money on simply premium account time, of which I now have 326 days worth. At one point I had more than a year, but I'll get to that. Oh boy, this is depressing. Alright, well, as you can see, I've amassed some premiums in that amount of time. $600, how much does it really get you in this game? Well, you're about to see. So, and a lot of this money was spent during deals, during bundles, during discounts. So $600 at any given time may not get you this much stuff. In fact, it probably won't, but spent well, and if you have some patience for deals, you can get a similar achievement. Alright, so I'm going to start with USA. Now, I will point out that at least in the air tree, I don't remember the tank tree, but I wasn't very far, I'm still not too far, but in the air tree for America, at December of 2019, when I first spent my first batch of money to this game, the highest plane that I had was the P-51H, and I only had the P-51H. Now, they have since split these two lines, the far left lines, so it looks more impressive than it is, but I had all of these, most of these at least, maybe not some of the other ones like this that I didn't have, and some of the things you don't need to progress. But I had everything up to P-51H, not the F-82. I didn't have a couple of the things, but I had that. I didn't have much in the naval line. I believe I had up to the Hellcat, the one with the radar here. And over here, I didn't really have anything. I was up to A-20, I believe. And then B-25J1, I believe, is where I was. After I spent the money, I then went down and rather quickly grinded out the early jets, went on to get the A5 Sabre, which I thought was amazing. That just blew my mind how wonderful the Sabre was. Then I eventually got to the F2, which is even better, although you do have to conserve ammo with it. Then I progressed down and finally got the F4C at level 39. That was amazing to me, that I managed to progress in a week and a half, 2 weeks maybe, at most. Got from P-51H to F4C. That was unprecedented, because I had spent like 3 years getting from here all the way to P-51H. Huge difference. So at that point I was sold. I was hooked on premium. I had bought my premium time. That's all this was. No spending golden eagles to buy silver lions. No buying anything. Just premium time got me from P-51H to F4C. And then later they came out with F4E, but that was much later on. I went after the naval line next, then the attacker line, then the bomber line. And as of now, I have everything in the entire... I even grinded boats, of all things, so I could unlock these two and get them, so I could have legitimately the whole air tree. Got all the way down. I have everything in the entire tree except this plane, which I am almost done researching. Just need some silver lions to be able to buy it. So, enough about that. What did I get for the money besides all this progress and a ton of premium time? XP55 I bought. Don't remember how much it was. Some amount of golden eagles. Great plane. Highly recommend it. It's very fun. If you're gonna buy something to grind out the tree with, I don't think I would recommend it. I don't really have any advice to grind out this tree, except maybe the P38K and P51D10 are amazing, but they're rare, so they're not always on sale. But if you find them on sale, definitely buy one of them or both of them. They're amazing. FW190A8 is pretty good. I don't have it, but I've seen people use it, and I've heard people talk about it, and from what I hear, it's great. Spitfire LF Mark 9C, pretty good plane. It's again, I don't have it on this account, but I did buy it for my friend, and I was using it on his account but that's a pretty good plane. Besides that, what I actually got, the P-47M1, which I got at the same time as the P-51D10 and P-38K. The P-38K is a beast, by far one of my favorite planes in the game. P-51D10 is right up there with it. It's insane, super OP, better than the D-20, better than the D-30, pretty close to the D-30, but it's, in my opinion, better, and definitely a lot lower BR. We have got, what else? The P-47M, one of the best Thunderbolts there is in the game. One single load can take out an entire base if you use the rockets and everything that comes with it. This load can take out a base, and then premium rewards for it. I think this pack might have cost, what, 30 bucks? 15, 30 bucks? Something like that. It wasn't too expensive, but is rare planes. Two of them are really good. This one's good too, but I never really learned how to properly use P-47s. I know they're great planes, I just haven't got the hang of it. They're not really my playstyle, so I don't use them very often. Moving on from that, a little while back there was a deal, a pack you could get to buy the AH-64A and the XM1. Not sure if it was a very good idea to buy, but I did, oh well. And this was 10.0, not 10.3 when I bought it, so since been nerfed. Still a great heli, but you can't really use it with the XM1 anymore. It was already a stretch putting a 9.0 in a 10.0 match. Now it's 10.3. You're not gonna have fun taking XM1 to a 10.3 or maybe up tier to 10.7. I'm not sure if there's a hard barrier or whatnot, but that's everything I have in the American Air tree, and a helicopter tree for that matter. Great helicopter. I wouldn't buy it unless you're really into helis though, or a really good deal came along. Army, the T-14 is a decent tank. It's like a mini jumbo at a lower BR. So, you know, not bad. Moving down the line, the XM1 that came with the heli, 9.3. It's decent. Very maneuverable. It gets penned by everything, but you're not going to survive very long getting attacked. It has a good gun. Turret rotation speed is phenomenal, and it's fast. And it has the desert camo and the green camo that come with it, so you can kind of hide. If you're gonna grind out this tree, I would recommend getting it. It's better than going through all this just with tech tree tanks. It has thermals, so that's a plus. For Germany, did I get anything for Germany? I don't. Oh, I got the Brummbär. I love the Brummbär, dude. The Brummbär is insane. Armor, nothing pens the armor up here. Nothing pens the armor up here. They can hit down here, so if you just hide down here a little bit, you're impenetrable unless they hit your barrel. Then they're gonna flank you and do everything. You can get killed by AA from back here, and back here isn't particularly good either. You one-shot everything with HE. It's just like a grenade launcher. The ballistics are terrible, but you can sort of shoot over hills because the velocity is so slow. Great tank, highly recommend it. If you want to do Germans, the Brummbär is so much fun. The Leopard A1A1L44 I got recently. It's good, has thermals, so that's good. And you have a decent amount of armor. You're not pinned by a whole lot. You have a really good gun, so you can pin everything. So in that regard, it's nice. However, the scope to look and aim the gun is very narrow field of view. So you gotta really sort of know where you're looking. You can't really scope out with it. You pretty much gotta use binoculars because turret rotation is a little bit slow and the field of view is so zoomed in. So it can be kind of disorientating, but you get used to it though, so that's not a big deal. Decent tank. Again, that and the Brummbär will have you grinding out this in no time. For German planes, I have the IL-2. That was pretty cheap, I think. It was not super expensive. Works wonders in ground RB. You can fly it back to base without a wing. It's a really good plane. I mean, it's IL-2. It's indestructible. Has a decent little bomb load. Yeah, 250s, which are pretty good at the BR. Only 3.0. So that's overall really good plane. It does not have the rear turret, though, that IL-2s are known for. It has no rear gunner, so not quite as good, but still, it works great. You can shoot down fighters with it, you can dogfight with it to an extent. Loses energy eventually, but you can get the job done. So decent plane. If you're doing somewhat low BR, even up to, you know, Tiger, it still works. That brings me on to the next premium plane, the Ju-288C. Get this plane. If you're doing Germany, you need this plane. This is a great Silver Lion plane. This is a great bomber, very survivable, puts out fires like no tomorrow, and deals out the firepower. I'll tell you that. Great plane. Can take out 2 bases, and God forbid you take it to ground RB like I do. Drop 1 bomb, you're gonna get, you know, if there's any tanks in the vicinity, you're getting kills. You don't have to be very accurate because they're massive. massive 1800 kilogram bomb. Definitely recommend the 288C. Moving on, USSR, another big spender, have the Tizma, which I don't really recommend the Tizma. I've heard it's OP. People don't like when I call it bad. I personally haven't figured out how to use it to its full extent. Maybe I've been, oops, I want to see that. Tizma, I can't recommend it because I can't do good in it. Other people can. If you think you can, go ahead. I don't know. Mixed feelings about the Tizma. It looks nice, flies nice. I don't know how people use it, but they do. So I'm not gonna trash it. I'm just saying I personally haven't figured out how to use it to its full extent. Moving later on, we have MiG-17AS. Absolutely insane, phenomenal plane. The MiG-17AS is wonderful. Has 2 missiles. Great plane. The guns can be funky if you haven't flown MiGs before. I got from... Now I did, in my defense, start grinding slowly low-tier Russians before I got that. I think I got up to maybe the I-185, M82 before buying the MiG-17, but after that I just rocketed up to the MiG-15s and MiG-17, which I slowed down. I wasn't grinding as much, so it took a while to get from there to MiG-21. Went down, started getting this other lineup. Can't wait to get the thick LA-200. But yeah, this MiG-17AS is insane. The best plane in the Russian tree, in my opinion. The MiG-17AS, highly recommend if you're gonna grind out the Russian air tree. So next we have KV-1E. They just re-released it a little while ago, so I bought that because it's rare and it doesn't come out very often. And it's really solid tank. Very good tank. Doesn't get pinned by a whole lot, especially if it's angled properly. The turret's insane. The gun is good. Really good tank for just pushing up on points and killing everybody. Wonderful, and premium rewards, obviously, so all good. Next, we have T-55AM1, great tank, great stuff. It's decent. It's not really overpowered by any means. If it gets up tiered, it's kind of bad. It's a decent tank. It's a decent middle-of-the-line tank. It has the premium rewards, which is really the best strong point of it. Another neat feature, you don't need a barrel to fire ATGMs. Your barrel is shot, you can still kill people with ATGMs. Other than that, it's not super special. That's all I really bought for Russia. Japan, I did just recently unlock a lot of Japan. I bought the A6 M5 Co for about $14.99. Phenomenal plane. It's a beast. It's a little bit slow. Its dive is pretty good. It's not really a try-hard plane. You just sit back and chill, get 4 kills, make 100k a game. Very good plane. Highly recommend it if you're going for Japanese. I did buy the G91R4, and that in a matter of 3 days maybe. I had the whole tree, so that's good. I don't really enjoy the R4 as much as I used to. Don't know why. It's just, it snaps its wings. It's not the best plane. It's just sort of a decent plane in all aspects, but it doesn't really have anywhere that it excels over anything else besides the missiles. It's fun to use the Nords because you can just control them in head-ons and, you know, kill people with Nords. That's kind of fun, but it's more of a meme than anything sustainable. But yeah, decent plane. Now, if you're doing ground, if you have tanks for Italy, by all means, the G91s are insane in ground. G91s are the bane of everybody else's existence, so just by all means get it if you're gonna use it in ground. Unless you're close to a different G91, then just use that. I do have a lot of France. It's gotten really painful right about here with the Vator. The Vator is decent. Nowadays it's AIDS because you go and I don't know if it's a BR thing, maybe you get up-tiered sometimes and not other times, but it used to be every match you got in, the 4 bombs on the wings could take out a base, and then the more bombs under the belly, you open up the bomb bay and drop those, and that would take out a second base. Used to be how it was. Nowadays, you go into a match and it's a 50-50 chance of whether or not you can take out the base, or you have to open up your bomb bay, come back around. Meanwhile, people are already trying to kill you, missiling you and whatnot, and then take another run at the same base because these 4 bombs only took out 60% of it. So 50-50 chance of whether it goes normal or you have to do that and die, or sometimes not even hit the base. So it's annoying. I don't really recommend the Vator. I can't say it's a very good plane. I would probably go and get the Narval if I really wanted to go back and do everything again. Now, for this final segment, something I've been intentionally avoiding talking about: boats. Now, this is a video about the money that I spent. Now, what this implies, if you haven't understood, is that I spent money. I bought a boat in this game. Now you might be asking, now Mike, why in God's green earth would you spend real money, hard-earned cash, on a boat in War Thunder? And that is a very valid question, a question that I'm not quite sure how to answer properly. Simply put, I was bored. I had tanks, I had played tanks, I was tired of tanks, and I had air. I have so much air. I've been doing air all the time that I've been playing this game. Opportunity came, and I bought a boat. Now, for the first few boats over here in the American tree, I got up to over here, and then I had to buy this to have enough vehicles to move on to rank 2, so I could unlock these 2 planes, so I could actually legitimately have the entire air tree. But then I kept going slightly, so now I don't know what's up with that. I've gotten addicted to boats. As painful as that is to say, boats are now fun for me. Don't know what's gone wrong. I don't know if my mental health is okay, but I've gotten into boats. Now, the boat that I spent money on, it was an opportunity. This is what got me into boats. The Maxim Gorky. Best boat on stat card out of any of these that I can see. And armor, I'm not sure, but for armaments at least, the Maxim Gorky outdoes everything, if not this, but pretty much everything here. The Sverdlov, it has more guns, but less big guns, smaller guns, more smaller guns, less bigger guns. The Maxim Gorky, what was it, 20 bucks, 25 bucks? My friend in a Discord call was saying, dude, there's a boat, a top tier Russian boat for 25 bucks. And I was like, what, really? And he said, yeah, the Maxim Gorky. So I went and looked, and yes, Magum Gork. So I bought it, and it's been mad fun. It's been insane. If you played low tier boats and you thought it was ass, that's because it is. But once you get past reserve, past 1.3, past 2.0, it starts to get fun. Especially if you have something you can go to break up the monotonous boringness of low tier. You have this that you can buy. Almost nobody in game uses this, but it's because all the other boats, like, you would never guess that this is a $25 boat. You look at other countries, like, what is it? You go the Prince Eugen, how much is that? You see this all over the place in game. 60 bucks. Or you could go over here and buy the Maxim Gorky, which is an insane, like, battleship of a light cruiser, for 25 bucks. USA, what does USA have? The Helena, 8,000 golden eagles. Are you really gonna spend 8,000 golden eagles? How much is that? That's more than 25 bucks, I'll tell you that. What country am I looking for? Was it Britain? Who had the 150 bucks for a boat on Marketplace, when the other country has another boat on Marketplace for 25 bucks? I didn't like boats whatsoever. Don't know how I ended up buying a boat, especially for 25 bucks, even though that's, you know, cheap in comparison, but still. 25 bucks I could have spent on golden eagles, premium time, more premium planes, premium tanks, anything. 25 bucks. I could have bought the C2A1, which I want, but no, I bought a boat. But it's an insanely fun boat. That's the thing about all this. That's the thing about the $600 I spent in 10 months. This is the thing about this game. If you spend money, you can have fun. I mean, it's a good game. Fun game. If you spend a shit ton of money. But if you don't, that's fine. You're gonna have slow progress, but it was still a fun game. I still played it for a few years before I paid money. The common misconception people have, they think, oh, premium pay to win. It's not pay to win, it's pay to progress. The premium planes and premium vehicles, in some cases, they're pretty OP, just because not a lot of people have them, and they're kind of rare, and they don't really get a lot of attention. Like a lot of them, the majority of them, I would say, are not OP. They have a high reward booster. They have like 780% Silver Lions, 462 RP for this right here. That's pretty good. That's better than the Tech Tree stuff at 3.7 no less. It's a great plane for that. But like, you look, like, what is this? This isn't a super OP plane. 510%, 462. That's where it gets powerful, is the reward booster, not necessarily the performance. Anyways, now that that's out of the way, that's really everything I've spent money on in this game. I have this much golden eagle saved up, the 2,493 from just buying packs. 326 days remaining. I had over a year because I bought the My Castle package, which was a great package. I don't know why you would not buy that package. The My Castle had a year of premium time. What was it, like 25 bucks, 30 bucks? That's really everything. Before I ramble on further, I'm just gonna end it here. That's all there is to it. I pretty much gave my opinion on all the premiums that I've bought. That's all I got. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.